You know, a reconciliation does not mean forgive and forget, as if nothing went wrong. It simply means forgive and move forward. The National Reconciliation Committee of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, led by former Nasarawa State Governor Senator Abdullahi Adamu, appears to be up against a sea of trouble with 15 days to the much-touted National Convention of the APC. Intra-party feuds in many state chapters and petitions flying left and right are hampering any tangible efforts at resolving the crises in the country, in the party. An interim report submitted by committee members made up of former governors and prominent individuals was handed in on January 31st. In everyday life, the best resolution is repentance. But in politics, the crisis to worry about is the one you don't see coming, Bola.
Yes.
In politics.
In politics.
You keep hoping that nothing will happen.
Yeah, but the issue is these politicians don't think the way we think. Okay. Even somebody that you know very well.
Let's think for them.
Let's think for them. Yeah. Most politicians, they know they don't have chances, but they will tell you that they have chances. Okay. A politician that cannot even win the world will say that.
You are raising your voice. It be like saying you want best.
No, I'm not raising. Because the issue is this. Look, in the first instance, we should not even be discussing this type of issue in a reasonable country. We are discussing this type of issue because, look, the governance structure is not even there. We don't have ethics in politics. There's no ethics in politics. Anything just go. In politics, those people that should not even be calling the shots in politics, they are calling the shot because they believe that, look, they want to be part of the modus operandi. We shouldn't be. Okay, look at it. This is a ruling party for now. About 47 petitions, more than 47 petitions, are before the National Reconciliation Committee. And the committee asked for 1 week after the initial 2 weeks that they gave to the committee to resolve the issue. The committee asked for 1 week again. Up till now, nothing. And I can tell you specifically that as at today, in about 2 states, they are manifest, they are apparent. There is no way they can resolve the issue as that now. Like Kano is one of the states. Between Ganduje, Governor Ganduje led executive, and Shakarau led executive. Okay, then what of the Kwara? Kwara is there. Between the governor and Lai Mohammed committee. You understand? And basically, some people will tell you that the case of Lagos is is a situation whereby some people who are nobody to write home about, they want to force themselves into the mainstream party in order to have a say in the party so that, they can rule as well. But in as much as that, the issue at hand is that, I'm sorry to say it, if care is not taken, and I'm saying it publicly, I don't have
Don't worry, nobody will go to court. Go on.
See, the issue is this. Mr. President should come out. His body language should reflect what is right in APC.
Yeah.
He should not just sit down there and be looking. This party, if care is not taken, may not last after him. I'm saying it.
All right. Bola, you are thinking for politicians. That's a great one. Jide, how do you react?
Even if the Reconciliation Committee has the whole year, there are some crises within the party now that they can't resolve. I don't see how. There are some crises, some squabbles that have been on since 2015, unresolved. I've spoken about some of these things before. You see, I'm happy with Adama, for example. Adama, they've been able to put their differences aside. I think beyond the unresolved issues of Congress in Mobi South and Mobi North and Yola South, they have a central leadership in Adamawa State now. Unlike what prevailed before the 2019 election, which caused the party to lose the state.
The state, yeah.
So they are they are united behind a central leadership, which is good news. In Bauchi, the same thing. You could argue that, well, maybe because they don't have a sitting governor in those two states. Because where you have a governor, and the governor simply wants to impose his will on other party members, is usually the source of this crisis that we are talking about. You know, where the governor would think that, oh, other people do not matter. And where, for example, you have a former governor, and the governor still wants to lord it over everyone and ensure that only what he wants prevails. That's why you have the crisis in Gombe, for example, between Danjuma Goje and the current governor who used to be his commissioner. So, and in Kwara, of course, just as he said, the quarrel in Kwara has not been resolved because the reconciliation committee, as we have now been told, did not bring the contending groups together, because the Lai Mohammed group said, oh, that there was no meeting, no roundtable meeting, which the people came to resolve the dispute. So whom are you reconciling? Of course, that of Sokoto, you and I know, Sokoto and Kano, it even went to court. Some issues, if they are not withdrawn, some of these quarrels that have gone to court, if we do not even withdraw those cases from court, you are far away from any form of resolution. And then we've seen in Kano, what the leadership of the party has simply done is to say, okay, you people go and sit amongst yourselves and choose leaders at what level, at state level, at all levels. But it's not easy to simply call people who have been quarreling, who are not on talking terms, to tell them to go and sit together. You've got to decide for these people. And where you bring together leaders of thought, people with wisdom, their decisions should be binding on any self-respecting party member, because you cannot be bigger than your party.
You know, and you get the impression that politicians hardly think tomorrow today. Bola, they say, lizard say, because all of them, they crawl for ground. Do you know the one with belly the pain? Yes. You have so many belly aching in many parties. In my state, Akwa Ibom, the APC cannot be said to be having a good night's sleep. Yes.
Also, in places like River, in places like Samfara.
Delta.
Yeah, in Delta, do we have peace there? No. You see, the issue is this. Okay, look at the case of Kano, for instance. How can you take Ganduje, that is a party to a crisis, to be the chairman of the state's committee that will settle the issue? Yeah. It's never done. And you now say Shekarau,
an aggrieved man.
You now say Shekarau that they are not on talking terms, you should assist him. How do you do that?
You see, the APC constitution, APC tradition is that the leader of the party in the state is the governor.
We know.
That did not start today. Where you don't have a sitting governor, if you have a former governor, just as we have in Benue, then that former governor becomes the leader. It's established. But in Kano, the governor has to be the leader of the party, no doubt about it. Okay. But right now, I agree that right now that they have issues, somebody has to broker peace. It's not going to be easy to say, okay, you people come together. And when the party met them, the party said, okay, submit your memoranda on how we can resolve this thing. They were submitted, but the party did not implement those things. And of course, it will be difficult to implement because the Shekarau group is saying, look, give us 60-40 or 50-50. They are not ready to yield greater ground to the governor's group. Why? Because they won in court 3 times. And they feel that gives them a position of strength. that we have been recognized by the court. Therefore, it should be we negotiating from a position of strength. You get the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
So they are the ones saying, okay, we want to take 60, let the governors group take 40. You and I know that will not work. Ganduje will not agree to be leader of the party, and then is leading 40% of the structures.
Oh, yeah.
So, but they are saying, okay, they can agree to 50-50. Maybe that could be the starting point. If you can't get 60-40, at least let's start with something that will achieve some level of even-handedness. Even that one, I'm not certain that a sitting governor will agree to 50-50 sharing formula, because so this is the thing. These issues are very complex and difficult.
Bola, and so when we talk about political parties and internal democracy, you're wondering who is saying what?
Who is saying what? In the sense that we don't know who wants the situation to be settled. And then we don't know who is not ready to abide by party politics. But with the situation at hand, we have about 14 days to the National Convention. And there's no peace.
The ground still there.
Yes. Rivalry, problem, controversy, we still have them.
That's why some people are even scared of going to the conventions.
And then at the place of convention, I see trouble. I see a lot of trouble.
You see some of the governors don't even want convention to take place because they think that once they get there, that will be the end of the party. I think these quarrels are needless, if not because some people are so greedy for power. Look at your state. Udo Edehe now sees himself as the Lord of the Manor.
Yes, as the secretary.
Yes.
As the secretary.
So he has effectively shut out, he has used his position as secretary to shut out the Akpabios of this world. And it's the same thing that they've done in Delta. People like Keyamo, they've lost out. They may not talk now. These people may not talk now, but APC members have a history of working against their party.
Yes.
They did it even in Edo. Some of them worked against their party.
Yeah.
They did it in River.
Yes. They work against their party.
And Safara too.
No, even Gabriel Marafa came out on TV
to say it
to even justify what happened, going to court. And it's that court that caused them to lose the state.
Yes.
He has no regret. Now, look at Kabiru Marafa is not happy. Yari is not happy. In that Zamfara. Those two, they are among the, I can say they are among the 5 most dominant politicians in that state. If you add their godfather, Ahmed Sani Yerima, they are among the 5 most dominant in that state. So if you have 2 of them against the governor, it is bad enough. You must find a way to truly reconcile them. If you do not achieve that, honestly, it's going to be tough.
And that made me.
Okay, we have a caller online, and so let's team up with Alwan. Did I get it? Did I get the name right? He's reaching us. Good evening. Welcome. Are you there? Still trying to connect them. So 15 days to go to an all-important national convention. And so the APC can at least, they have 14 days, 15 days to wrought magic. I hear anything is possible in politics. They say, don't be bothered about how politicians speak. Say, for at night, then they call themselves. There's still room.
There's still room.
Something can still be done.
Something
essentially,
can still be done.
If they want to remain in power, they have a choice. They have a choice.
But PDP wanted to remain in power, but they couldn't fix the problem within, and it led to them losing many states from a position of victory.